Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia.
Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia.
Be vigilant at all times, and pray that you have the strength to stand before the Son of Man.
Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you.
Jesus said to his disciples, "In those days after that tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will be falling from the sky, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. And then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, with great power and glory. And then he will send out the angels and gather his elect from the four winds, from the end of the earth to the end of the sky. Learn a lesson from the fig tree. When its branch becomes tender and sprouts leaves, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see these things happening, know that he is near at the gates. Amen, I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But of that day or hour no one knows, neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Some of the forest foliage has been quite stunning in the past few weeks. Leaves turning into a bright array of oranges, reds, and yellows. Many have observed that this has been one of the more beautiful autumns in recent years. The same cycle that has made the landscape so picturesque is the one that is already stripping the trees bare altogether. Winter sets in at some point, and the earth seems mostly dead. But however long it lasts, we know that new life awaits in the spring, and we know the signs of its approach: buds in the trees, flocks of birds returning from the south, outbreaks of allergies. Jesus knows that we know the signs of the seasons, and so he uses them as a lesson, so that we may know also the shortness of our time and what we are to spend our life on. Just as the winter winds shake the leaves from the trees, leaving a barren landscape, so also the very firmament and pillars of the universe will be shaken by tribulation, even as the angels are tested before the judgment seat of God. And of us, Daniel tells us in our first reading that some who rise from the grave at the end will be an everlasting horror and disgrace, but that the wise shall shine brightly like the splendor of the firmament. Indeed, the darkening of the sun and the moon is not so much a loss of their own natural light, but its paling as the supernatural light of Christ, coming in great power and glory, ushers in the passing away of even the heavens and the earth themselves. It is only Christ, the true and eternal light, whose words will not pass away. It is only Christ, whose thoughts for us are of peace and not of affliction, who is not shaken when the entire created order is tested to its very foundation. Who are the wise then, who become like the stars forever? Is it not those who, embracing the wisdom and the power of Christ crucified, have learned to number their days aright and count as loss the clinging to this passing world, to which Jesus calls us to die with him, so that we may share eternal and unending peace in the light of his glorious and loving countenance? We have true hope to be numbered among them through the one sacrifice he offered of himself for the forgiveness of sins. Let us then attend to the signs that the Lord has pointed out. If the cycle of death and life we have seen this fall can bring such beauty in the midst of dying, how much more beautiful are the souls of those who have died to sin and to the empty promises of this world and clung to the cross of Jesus Christ. May our reception of Jesus' very body and blood spur us on to die to our old life of sin. May our communion with him inspire us to set our hearts not on the passing beauty of the things of this world, spectacular as they may be, but more and more upon the only and truly beautiful one, Jesus Christ, the words of whose promise will never pass away.